From the classroom to today, we're reconnecting on the way. Sharing stories, dreams, and paths. Discovering the impact that lasts. The impact that lasts. The stories unfold. Lives transformed. Future.
Well, over 20 years ago, I had the privilege of teaching at Hillcrest High School in Jamaica, Queens, New York, which was the same high school that I graduated from as a licensed practical nurse in 1987. So today I'm reconnecting with one of my students who I taught many, many years ago. And I would love to know what lessons she's learned and what has she been doing all these years. So I introduce you to Marie. So, Marie, I'm so happy to see you. So, Marie, how old were you when I first started teaching?
I was 17 years old.
17. And what class did I teach you?
You taught me nursing 101, 102, and childcare.
Okay, so you had me three times.
Yes.
So I definitely remember that you were very clingy, like you stuck on me like glue. What was it about me? Because in high school, you have a lot of teachers. You have like 7 periods a day, and then every semester you switch teachers. But you were just stuck on me. What was it about me that made you stick to me like that?
I saw you as the older version of myself where I wanted to be in the future. I know I wanted to be a registered nurse and going through the magazines and even doing school work as first graders. What do you want to be when you grow up? There was no one in the magazines to resemble a nurse my color. So seeing you and your confidence and how you stood out, I was like, it's truly possible.
Oh, that's very nice. Very nice, very nice, very nice. I'm glad I was able to be the role model that you needed to see. So, what do you think was most impactful other than the representation? A couple students have mentioned that. What else was most impactful about me being your teacher?
The fact that you were relatable within the classroom and outside of the classroom. You showed the balance of that. Yes, you want to be a nurse, you could do that, but there's also life in that you supported us in whatever social challenges we were going through. You attended senior trip, prom night, whatever was going out, whatever was the latest, you were out there with us. Learning didn't just end within the classroom, it carried beyond and it was integrated within there. Whether it was a concert or the latest sneaker or the latest music, it was like, I know you guys want that, but we need to focus on the work at hand.
Okay. So, how old are you now, Marie?
I am 46 years old.
So, you are pushing hard on 50. Now, I never understand how this math is adding up because I taught you when you were 17 and you're pushing on 50. So what does that say about me?
That your connection stands beyond the classroom. You're really dedicated, involved, and you're more of a mentor. It's not just teaching, here's the information and carry on. You see us through and you help us through along the bumps.
So Marie, I remember this clearly. I don't know if you remember this, but I remember that when I used to tell you stuff in high school, you used to have a little book and you used to be like, Ms. Gum said this, Ms. Gum said that. Did that book ever take you anywhere in the future? Were you ever able to go back and think about some of the things that you were writing? I didn't even know what you were writing.
Yes, the book still lies, and there are a few of them that stick out. One is that you can't have sunshine without rain. You need both of them. So you will experience hardship in life, but you'll come out and you'll look back and see, oh, this was necessary. And that's another thing I think that was key about you. You didn't shield us from any challenges. If you fail this test, oh well, whoop-de-doo, study, do better for next time.
Do you remember another saying that I may have told you back then that carried you through?
Yes, if you fall on your back. If you could look up, you could get up. That means you would fall, but the point is not to stay down. Get up, rearrange yourself, and find a new path.
Hmm, hmm, So I don't really remember telling you those things, but I know you used to be writing things down. So you are definitely one of those students that I have been in touch with over the years. Some students I have not, but I remember coming to your wedding. How many years ago was it that you got married?
Pushing on 10, 2016.
10
Yes.
years of marriage. 10 years of marriage. And then I remember I used to do training when we were trying to teach the nurses how to get off the paper. And we went to the electronic medication administration record. And I was walking around training nurses and I bumped into you at Woodhall Hospital in Brooklyn, right?
Yes.
What were you doing then? Stroke nursing or something like that?
I was a telemetry nurse.
Telemetry nurse. So tell me about your journey after high school in terms of your education. What did you do next? And where are you now education wise?
I went through all the steps. I did my ASN, BSN, MSN. I've done countless floor nursing, different specialties. I've done a little bit of administration. So, and now I'm in community.
Community health nursing. So where did you do your bachelor's degree in nursing?
York College in
York
Queens, New
College.
York. Yes.
And where did you do your master's and what is your master's in?
My master's is in, it was done at Chamberlain University and it's in nurse educator.
What made you laugh so much? Because I'm a nurse educator?
Yes, I followed your footsteps.
So I'm a nurse educator, you're a nurse educator.
Yes.
Okay. Was there anything else that I did that you emulated over the years because you saw yourself in me, just the older version of you?
It was just your, how should I say, your authenticness. You know, there was a genuine care about you and how you nurtured us. We were like your little ducklings. So as I
Oh,
work within the community and I have staff under me, I remember you and the things that you used to say and do with us. You supported us, but yet you kept us stern. And because I remember you saying to me, not to me, but to the classroom, I want to be, if I'm ever in the hospital, I look up and I see you as my nurse. I want to be able to say I am safe.
I do remember I used to say, I still say that now because some of these nurses are scary.
Yes.
Oh,
So
wow.
I remind my staff that, you know, whatever you guys do, I want it to be a reflection to say you're practicing safe, you're doing well. And you were always open and available, whether it was after class or setting up a meeting till now. I can always reach back out to you for whatever. And
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that.
Yes, Marie, you have always been my surrogate daughter, my second daughter that I never had. I remember you were very territorial in school also with some of the other students. You used to be like, don't be getting close to Miss Gums. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do vividly because
You were
time
so territorial.
time was short, so it was only during changes of periods and lunch break, and everybody had a question and everybody had something. So getting my time in was very challenging.
And you made sure you got your time in, Miss Marie.
Yes, I did.
So, which one of your accomplishments are you most proud of? I know you did your associates, you did your bachelor's, you did your master's. I remember only because speaking to your sister yesterday, your mom passed away kind of early on. How old were you when your mom passed?
I was 16 years old.
16 years old. So, did you kind of look at me as a surrogate mother or as an older sister?
I looked at you as an older sister because I knew you couldn't be my mom in age, but I saw you as the maternal figure replacement.
Oh, okay. Well, Marie, all these years later, I mean, how many years has it been? 29, 30 years later, I'm glad that I can have the conversation with you to know that I was an important part of your life and still am an important part of your life. And I told somebody the other day, I said, I've done a lot in nursing. This is my 39th year, actually, 4 years as an LPN and 35 years as an RN. But if I'm going to look back objectively, I'm going to say some of my best years were those 6 years when I taught at the high school. That part of my nursing career is just so unforgettable and meaningful to me that I would never forget it. And I guess that's why I always look back and reach back to see how you ladies and gentlemen are doing.
I'm grateful for that. And I know you were my favorite teacher, so I stood out.
Are you in touch with anybody from your particular cohort, your class, or you don't keep in touch with anyone?
Not really, here and there on IG or something, but I realize we're all doing different things and we've grown apart.
Grown apart. So there's some other students that are in some of the other classes and they kind of keep in touch with each other still. So I was just wondering, were you in touch with anyone? So what would you reach back and tell your 17-year-old self if you needed to speak to your 17-year-old self today? What would you tell her that you didn't know at the time, but that you know now?
I would tell my 17-year-old self to appreciate the moment that you're in currently. What you think you want now will change in the future as you're exposed to more things, more people, and more opportunities.
Okay. So is there anything that you would want to share? Let's just say there was a 17-year-old looking at this, let's just call it a session or series or whatever right now. What would you tell that 17-year-old that you may not have known at that time, but that you know now, other than what you already said?
I would say you make a good leader. Just step out into your out of your comfort zone. As the 17-year-old, we're stuck in, we just want bedside, one thing, but there is so much more outside of bedside if you just give it a chance.
So, what do you hope your legacy would be one day?
I hope my legacy would be that I came, I saw, and I passed down the torch. Not that I kept all the information. I was as impactful as you were to me, to the upcoming nurses behind.
That's very meaningful. So tell me some of the other types of nursing you did. I know you was a stroke nurse. I know you did a little administration. Of all the nursing that you've done so far, what would you say has been your favorite and why?
I would say community nursing has been my favorite, although it's been the most challenging. But it allowed me to bring in all the skills from nursing to be a leader and guide. I think back to COVID. During COVID, there were no medical personnel there. Everybody looked to me as the leader. And I was afraid, but what I did was I brought back my skills that I learned, whether it was through Nightingale, opening the windows, disinfecting. The basic things were what got me through. So nursing for me has just been, if you step into it and you believe and just reach out, that there's so much you can do and in so many ways you could be impactful.
Well, Marie, one of the things I remembered about you when you were younger was you would be very shy, to the point that I would be like, look at me, because when I would talk to you, you would always look down. I even have a picture of us in the classroom that I recently sent to you that I'll probably share. And you would, like sitting next to me, below me. At what point do you think your shyness got a little bit better, or do you feel like you're still shy?
I'm still shy within the setting. If I know you and I'm comfortable with you, then I'll open up. I'm not shy. I'm more so reserved.
So
People who
reserved.
know me well will say she is not shy at all. But I'm working on that, and it's something I'm strongly practicing. Maintaining eye contact. I still remember you, Marie. Look at me. Look at
I
me.
used to say all the time, Marie, look at me. Like, I can't talk to you when you're looking down. Well, you have
So
come a
that,
long way.
yes, and it has forced me as I grew into the different leaderships within nursing. It forces me. You can't sit at a table with your head down with the rest of the people. You have to be up, straight posture, and that was what you was instilled as nursing. Hair prop, fingernails short, maintain posture.
That's the cloth I came from. And you remember Mrs. Dunworth?
Yes, I do.
So she's going to be in our season finale. So you will hear her and I talking, and had her 41 years ago, and that's how we learned nursing. Your hair needed to be pinned up. You're not going to be wearing long nails. Make sure you come on time. And those values that she instilled in me, I instilled in you guys. And up to this day, I don't go any place late. I'm always like 10, 15 minutes early. And that stemmed all the way back from 41 years ago when she was my instructor. So I feel like somewhere along the line, we may have dropped the ball with these nursing students, because some of the things that they're doing is totally unbelievable. I can't even believe it. So I don't know where the professionalism is going. It's not the same. Are
I
you seeing
noticed
that
that.
with your nurses?
Yes, I am. And that is one thing I say, even by calling us our last names, by the time I got started clinical, started working on my own, I was well versed and I fit right in. Whether it was calling us by our last names, the way we dress, we were mini adults, essentially. And
You
I'm
said
grateful
that.
for that because I was able to transition into it very smoothly. The
A couple
expectation.
students mentioned that I used to call you guys by your last name. And I don't even know why I used to do that, but it's just something I used to do. And I felt that it made you guys maybe feel a little bit more mature, because I wouldn't call you by your first name. I would call you by your last name. And that's just one of the things that I did.
And I'm grateful for that because once I started working, hearing people call me by my last name was normal. Outside of clinical in your class, I was always known as Marie. So if somebody called me Vital, I wouldn't turn around because you're not calling me. But once I got onto the floors, we were called by our last name. It was always Miss XXX, whatever it was. So it really, really prepared me. Like, again, starting working, it was just a breeze because everything you taught us, we were already prepared, and I was already ready to hit the ground running, theory wise. And then as I went along, I developed more of the clinical skills and being able to merge it together to form and see the full picture.
So this may be taking a leap, but where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Do you see yourself staying in community nursing? Do you see yourself going for a doctorate? Do you see yourself trying to retire? What do you think you'll be doing 5 years from 5 years from now? You'll be 51. What do you think you'll be doing?
51, I see myself growing, and I'm not sure in which area of nursing, but I know I enjoy exploring different areas of nursing. So being in a different field, higher up in leadership, where I can look back and influence and advocate for the changes that are needed. I realize as you grow and you move up towards leadership, you could advocate for what really is necessary because you've had the lens of both bedside, floor, community, and everything together. I've been the patient, I've been the educator, the teacher, I've been the patient, the advocate. So merging all of that together and not just looking at it from one lens. When we're as students, we only see what we know as the student. As the teacher, you only see the one's lens, but as you grow and develop and you integrate yourself more, you're able to merge all of that together to have one cohesiveness and really advocate for what's necessary. I'm shifting along, if I would have to say, it's more advocacy and integrative medicine, bringing back the old school nightingales. One thing that I've been passionate about is not just nursing and teaching, but making sure that they have what is needed. We can't tell them take your medicine if they can't afford the medication. How can we support them? Whether it's through your availability, your accessibility, you know, meeting the clients, the patients where they're at so that they could really involve and use the skills. And that's where I started getting burnt out. I'm going on a tangent, but in the hospital, there was just a revolving door. You teach them, they come back because they didn't have access. They couldn't afford it. Okay. They didn't know what it was. So I want to bring back that teaching where what do you have in your house? Daily things that you could use to manage your health. promotion of diseases, prevention. That is where I'm going.
Very well said. So to summarize what you said, you were talking about the social determinants of healthcare. So you can't afford your medication, you don't have transportation to get there. We're telling you to eat healthy, but you don't have money. So it's cheaper to buy a burger for $1 at McDonald's than it is to go to Whole Foods because there's no Whole Foods in your neighborhood. And even if it was, you couldn't afford the food. So I thoroughly understand what it is that you're saying. And I just wanted to thank you so much, Marie. I can't believe you're probably going on your 27th year of nursing now.
Just about, yes.
So we both started off as teenage nurses and it was game changing for us. And I know the nursing program is no longer at Hillcrest High School, but I wish that it would have still been in place. I know there are some programs in New York, two of them I know in particular, Curtis and Clara Barton, that still have the LPN program, but it's definitely game changing to leave high school as an LPN. It put us way ahead of ourselves.
Yes, it did.
Well, thank you so much, Marie, for sharing your story. Your journey reminds us that success is not a straight line and that the impact of a teacher can last way beyond the classroom. Thank you for joining the Impact.
Just for one day.